A Bridge Too Close Part 2 is the 13th episode of Season 2 of Transformers Animated, 29th overall, the Season 2 finale, and aired July 5th, 2008, alongside Part 1. Picking up right at the end of the last episode, the Seekers immediately target Megatron and actually put up a decent attack against. No time to play who's more to blame, Sumdac or Bulkhead, because the bots get free and defend the bridge. Thundercracker and Ramjet get into a tussle with Mix until Ramjet goes for a wee wham and then gets cuffed until he's saved by Sunstorm. The Speedsters deal with Skywarp, cuffing him, but then Blurr Skywarp gets stuck with Thundercracker for a ride. They forgot to set the coordinates so they could be anywhere, and then Bulkhead gets beaten up by Slipstream. Optimus and Megatron fight back to back. Meanwhile, on Dinobot Island, they are still trying to start this POS, as Ratchet is talking to the ship like an old man talks to his car, but then talks back.
Ratchet, I really don't think that's gonna...
Ratchet, is that you?
So the ship's been sort of alive and sort of in stasis for 2 million stellar cycles. How old are you? Robot shield. B gets cemented. Megs commands Mix to take out the head Starscream, which gives Sumdac an idea, but not before Prowl gets cuffed, and Megatron is grabbed and almost stabbed by Starscream, until Sumdac uses the Headmaster to pop his head off. Because of Starscream's color scheme in the series, it's almost very similar to the Headmaster itself. Starscream grows pupils. I don't know why most Decepticons other than him in this one shot and the Constructicons don't have pupils. Megatron breaks free. Well, that didn't work. Probably take Megatron's body, but whatever. And then the Seekers immediately ditch Starscream for Megatron.
I will remain loyal to you forever.
G1 the movie reference.
How do you feel, mighty Megatron?
The ship finally gets off the island, and despite Megatron saying for Mix to attack the head Starscream, he disappears for 4 minutes. Because Scrapper was the one who freed Lugnut and Blitzwing. Prowl's trying to use that one scene from Johnny English where he hums himself free of the handcuffs. Mix then gives a big speech how they're gonna literally walk into Cybertron because all the armies are on the rim of the galaxy far away. Hilariously enough, the Constructicons don't know anything about Cybertron but just go with it. So Shockwave just decides to spill the beans that he's long arm.
Wait, then you didn't, you're not... I was never... Oh, shit.
To get ready to test the gate until the ship flies by, so the cons go attack and actually make it go down. So Ratchet escapes into the sub-base.
Give him a jolt with your key while I loosen up a few of his joints.
Joints? This ship has joints?
Revealing that the ship is a Transformer Omega Supreme, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. Well, duh, it works. But then Omega also has like a bazillion weapons that the ship didn't have in vehicle mode, literally swatting away the cons. The humming works, so Prowl frees Optimus, he gets back and invents superhero landing, and the bridge runs out of power. So they decide to shove all of Starscream's head into the machine, which overloads it for some reason, even though that probably should have done it if you were going to stick an Allspark fragment in a bridge. It also somehow gets set to suck, and Megs gets cuffed and sucked through. Omega sees what's going on and just annihilates the cons in Ann Arbor, Michigan, blocking the portal, sending Ratchet and Sari away, sacrificing himself to save the Autobots. Father and child reunite, but the mine starts collapsing, and the Constructicons stay behind for the oil. Well, the Decepticons are seemingly dead, and everyone's okay. But then it turns out, Sari is more than meets the eye.
Sorry, we need to talk.
Dude, just imagine how pissed people would be if the show was canceled the season earlier. This is a great twist that pays off Sari technically not having a birth certificate or any documentation set up at the beginning of the season, or even from the start of the show of her being the weird one around other kids. And how has it only now been revealed to her about this? She broke her hand, fist bob being Bulkhead. What happened there? But when exactly did she scrape her elbow? So she's holding it when Omega gets sucked into the portal. So assuming she either scraped it on the way out of Omega or on the fall when Ratchet catched her. And being really annoying if you zoom in, she doesn't have the scrape. That's very nitpicky, but Derek would be the kind of person who would add that detail. Meanwhile, Megatron and Starscream are floating in space, and they argue at each other over the credits.
Do you think I actually want to spend the rest of eternity gazing at your unsightly visage?
Trust me, your visage is no picnic either. And your face is ugly too.
Supposedly all this dialogue is ad-libbed by Corey and Tom.
Someone just take me offline now.
What do you think I've been trying to do for the last 4 million stellar cycles?
And yes, when this was airing on Cartoon Network, they definitely did cover it up with the person announcing the next episode. So most people didn't get to see this scene except for certain reruns.
Tragic but funny!
Oh, shut up.
Aw, the old teal Hasbro logo. This is a fine finale. It's pretty action-packed, the Seekers are fun, Omega's reveal is cool, and that cliffhanger of Sorry and Megatron and Starscream off in the middle of nowhere is really good for next season. The only real problem is they completely forgot about Bulkhead. Ironically, in part 1, he felt underappreciated that no one got his art. Megatron kidnaps him to build a space bridge. You could have had a plot where Bulkhead actually does fix it on purpose, and the Autobots are like, "What? Why do you do that?" Well, at least he appreciates what I'm doing. Until Shockwave reveals himself as Long Arm, and he's like, "Oh, what am I doing? Oh, crap." I don't know, just something. But overall, I'll give this episode 7 out of 10. Omega's design is great. It's very G1 inspired, but sets itself apart. Even in G1 and Beast Wars, I always wanted the ships to transform into giant transformers, and I finally got it animated. But let me hear your opinions down below, as well as hitting that like button and the subscribe button if you're new.